There is an interesting question here from one of our subscribers. A very interesting one, of course. And I'm just wondering if you should also have a similar question, whether you'll be able to solve it. If this question should come in your exams, how will you handle it? That is m squared minus 7m plus 12, all divided by m cubed minus 9m. So this was the question that lovely subscriber sent to us to help him with. So you can pause the video if you are confident you can handle it. And I'm sure you will be able to do that. If you are done, then you can come back and let's solve it together. So you can pause the video. Okay, I'm sure you are back. So let's go right in. We have m squared minus 7m plus 12 divided by 3m minus 9m. So how do we go about it? First things first, factorize the numerator and the denominators. That's basically what you have to do. You factorize the number at the top and you factorize the expressions at the down. So how do we handle it? For a quick one, this kind of factorization, which is the m squared minus 7m plus 12, is so easy. The first thing you need to do is to check the coefficient of m squared. This is m squared. The coefficient of m squared, although it is not written, is actually 1. That is the coefficient of m squared. It is not written, but we know that it is actually what? 1. That coefficient, which is 1, you would use it to multiply 12 and to still give you 12. Somebody might be wondering, but it's 1. If you multiply 1 by 12, it should still be 12. So why do I have to mention it? Well, I keep mentioning it because some students get confused, especially if the coefficient is not 1. So if the coefficient is 2, you have to multiply the 12 by 2 to give you 24. But for this one, the coefficient of m squared is 1. So 1 times 12 is 12. So what we have to do is to find two numbers. If you multiply, you would get 12. But if you add, you would get negative 7. So you find two numbers, which are numbers that if you multiply, you will get 12. If you add, you will get 7. And those numbers will be 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Because 3 times 4 gives you 12, and 3 plus 4 gives you 7. But here's the interesting thing. This 7 is negative 7, not positive 7. So that means the pair of numbers will be negative 3, negative 4. Because negative 3 times negative 4 is 12, is positive 12. But negative 3 plus negative 4 gives you negative 7. So this is what we are going to do. For the numerator, we will just write the m squared. We write one of them because there are two. M squared minus one of the pairs, bracket closes, another m. I think I said m squared, right? So m minus 3, bracket opens, m minus 4. Simple. So you are done factorizing the numerator. I think that's easy. If you don't get it, just replay the section I did the explanation. And then for the denominator, we have m cubed here and we have 9m. If you have a mathematics I, you would know that 9 is the same as 3 times 3 or 3 squared. So we want to do something to the denominator so that we'll end up having a difference of 2 squares. What do I mean by that? We'll first factorize 1m out, which is m. So m, bracket opens, m squared minus 9. Bracket opens, m squared minus 9. Let's clear this out before we proceed. Okay. So we are done with our first step. What we need to do next is just to continue the question, right? So let's repeat the numerator, that is m minus 3 and m minus 4, all divided by m Now look at this. Let me just include it so that the explanation will be easy. Let me repeat this m squared minus, you know, this 9 is the same as 3 squared. Good. The 9 is the same as 3 squared. So I've actually not changed anything. And mind you, I'm doing this so that I'll be able to use difference of two squares to solve the question. So now we have, I repeat the numerator again, m minus 3, bracket opens, m minus 4. Then we have, I repeat this m, then this m squared minus 3 squared reminds us of difference of two squares. And according to difference of two squares, a squared minus b squared is equal to a minus b, bracket closes, a plus b. That is what we know about difference of two squares. A squared minus b squared means a minus b, a plus b, close the bracket. So with this knowledge already established, what we need to do is just to use that. So this m squared minus 3 square root is the same as m minus 3 m plus 3. Easy peasy, right? I know it's so easy for you. So it's just transfer of knowledge because we already know what difference of two squares is, so we just apply it here. Now the next thing we have to do is to cancel numbers that are common. So you see we have, I think, let me pick the red. We have m minus 3 here, m minus 3. So this m minus 3 can handle this m minus 3. So after we are done with that, we are left with m minus 4 as the numerator, and then we have m, bracket opens, m plus 3 as the denominator. Good. So basically, that is our question and the answer that we have. Our question and the answer that we have. I think that is simple enough. Okay. So if you actually found this solution helpful, which I pray you do, subscribe to the channel. And then, as a reminder, know that this channel has a student's interest in mind. And this particular question that we've just solved is a question from one of our subscribers who contacted directly needing solution in this question. So if you have any challenge, we'll make provisions. You can join our WhatsApp channel in the description so that you'll be ahead of the pack in your academic success. See you in our next lesson.